Oh, hi there. There was a couple things I wanted to bring up today. Well, I have aspirations to, go to places where music is being played and people are genuinely having a good time. I've never even been to a concert before in my life. Lady Gaga was just here. I was completely unaware of that actually. Like I'd heard some vague story that she was going on world tour, the Joanne tour or something. I don't pay that much attention to it. I don't pay much attention to anything. There's just so much going on. So I don't mean that as anything disrespectful or offensive, but I had no idea that she was going to be here, and I wouldn't have attended anyway. Aside from all that, there are components to my channel that would make me look like I may have the ability to get into music halls and auditoriums and things like that, even places like the Commodore, fairly easily, given the right structure of people that I'm hanging out with going into these things, because I'm not going to go on my own. I just don't know anything about it, and I presume no one would tell me anything about it either. I think that at this point in time I would be better off with pack animal mentality, where it's not that I'm reliant on other people, but based on my limited life experience outside of internet, work, places like that, it would just be in my best interest, because there's a lot of things about certain subjects that I don't know anything about, and I probably wouldn't want to know about anyway. Aside from that, something did show up on the Facebook. Hold on a second, about to sneeze. Anyway, and it was a concept that I'd sort of had working knowledge that it kind of existed. I never really thought of it that way before, but yes, it is something that could be, a fact. Anyway, men like to travel in pack animal-like mentality sometimes, but so do women. And a situation can arise which is called jumping on a grenade. It was illustrated on Facebook. Basically, 3 guys show up, 3 women show up. The guys obviously want to get action, and the 3 women are there, and one of them is ugly. It's an awkward situation, and I would say in a situation like that, and it doesn't matter if it's jumping on a grenade from the male's perspective or the female's perspective. I think if as a group, that particular gender sex has one of those grenades in their group, and no one's going to get any action unless someone goes with that grenade because they're friends, then any group I'm in, we're just going to back out. For me personally, I've gone without action my entire life. I can avoid this situation. I'm not bothered by spending a night not getting action. At this point, if it's not what I want, then I'm not accepting the deal. And I feel it's more of a thing that goes on within women groups actually, because it's a source of their power to emasculate men, because they have more of a connection. Like they view friendship as a different way than male pack animals do. Male pack animals, it's about their own success and all that. They work as a cohesive unit, but in a sense, it's still every man for themselves. So obviously they're going to go for what's in their best interest, and if they're not interested in jumping on a grenade, they're not going to do it. And my mentality is I wouldn't make them do it, but I would expect the same courtesy my way. And I don't care if the group of females gets offended that me and my crew aren't going to go jump on a grenade, just so that everyone else can go with the other women. It doesn't matter how hot they are. If that is their mentality, if that is their strategy, their tactics, then that's just a very beginning signs of everything wrong with feminism, this, that, and the other. And I am in no mood to put up with that. After years and years and years of not being able to go with women, I am not being put in a situation, and I don't care how nice the women are. If they come at me like a bitchy sort of way and try to manufacture a scenario where they feel as though I'm obligated to do things that I didn't agree to, then obviously I'm out. I'm not having anything to do with it. Obviously, if it's a party situation or any other situation, it can be difficult just to avoid the situation. But I would prefer to say, look, me and my crew, and it doesn't necessarily have to be strictly men. It could be men and women in the crew I'm running with. But group of friends, like I say crew, but it's just a group of friends, really. They shouldn't have to be put in a situation where there's X amount of people of a certain sex and X amount of other people of a certain sex, and they have to all commingle, and it's going to hurt the feelings of the ugly one if no one goes with them. Jokingly, I might suggest it to one of the guys, but I'd never, go, this is the rule, you gotta do it, and then, or we have to alternate or some bullshit like that. None of that. That's just not happening. And the thing is, we're not always gonna know. Like, sometimes it's gonna be on the fly. That's just the situation where we run into that, and there's an ugly person in the group who thinks they're getting action. And that's not happening. I'm just not into that sort of thing. And as I said, that goes for both female and male. If there's one ugly guy in the group, all the other guys aren't going to say, well, if you don't go with the ugly guy, you're not going to go with us. Guys don't think like that. They go, if the ugly guy can't convince his way to get some action, then too bad for him. Because that's just how we view things. We don't look at it as, well, this guy's our buddy, he's this, that, and the other, we want him to get action, and we're gonna kind of foist him onto you. We're not gonna do that. Women, on the other hand, when they're trying to be aggressive, quite often they'll bring an ugly one, because an ugly one makes the other ones look better by comparison. That's a trick they like to use. Just because you're ugly doesn't mean you're stupid or not nice or not funny or whatever. But, just like women, men can be superficial, and, we don't want to go with ugly people. I know it sounds mean, but it's the damn truth. And I would never put anyone in that situation where they felt obligated to do anything like that. It's a real weird topic. I don't even like talking about it, but it is something that is going to have to be brought up, because I'm well aware that there are women who watch my videos that are expecting to get some, and when I actually see them, I may not like them for whatever reasons, and I'm saying no. And I don't care how they manufacture the scenario where it doesn't seem like it's a bad thing, or they try to, use animal behavioral studies or whatever logic on me or something. It's just not going to work. I would never put anyone in that situation, and I hope I get the respect and no one tries to put me in that situation. I only bring this up because it looks as though it could be a hurdle in the future. Because if you didn't know this about me, I'm the kind of guy who doesn't have a problem hurting somebody's feelings, if that's what it comes down to. Like, if it's the choice of my well-being or their feelings take a backseat. And it's very hypocritical for them to turn around and say, well, no, that's not fair, because they would be the exact same way if it were the other way around. They'd be the exact same. And don't get me wrong, a woman can be very attractive, perfect shaped body, great hair, great breasts, great legs, all this stuff, proportionate weight everywhere, good skin tone, everything, flawless teeth, all that sort of stuff, and they can still be ugly. That would be, personality wise or intellectual wise or whatever, or just the people they associate with and all that. Just because they have a physical pretty face doesn't mean that they're attractive. There are a lot of things that women can and do that make them unattractive. And that's just the fact of the matter, and I don't have a problem saying no. And this shouldn't be a topic of conversation, but it is something I had to address. Because the video I saw on Facebook, it was a creepy one. It was real creepy, and that was like a mainstream video. I don't know how new it was, but I think I might have saved it just so that as like a memo, a reminder in case I look up at my reminder slips. Like I save memes on my in my meme folder on my computer that I don't like, but I put them there just to remind me if I'm having to go through them, just so that I can think that certain thought and go, well, this is how I should react, and not forget that sort of thing, because you need reminder notes on things. So anyway, indeed, new unattractive women. I'm not going to ask anyone in my circle of friends to jump on a grenade, and I expect the same for them when they're talking to me. And I don't want to be put in a situation where they're going, well, we're not going to get action unless you go with her, or whatever scenario. And I'm going to go, no, I'm bailing. Like, I'm not going to tell people what to do, but I expect them not to tell me what to do. And I'm a big guy, 200 pounds, 6 foot. I can take care of myself if things get a little unruly. So, am I concerned? Absolutely not. As it were, I actually would prefer that my circle of girlfriends were relatively small. I didn't associate with too many of them. It's not that I, could just have normal conversation with them and it didn't mean anything, but me being me, sometimes, people get the wrong idea real quickly, and I don't want them to about me, because they just lack understanding, or they see things from a different point of view, or they've known of me for a long time, and I've obviously never heard of them. I just want to be prepared for any situation that could arise. And I'm not going anywhere where I'm not convinced that everything's going to be fine, that things aren't going to go south on us all of a sudden. And I'm perfectly willing to sit things out if I'm not convinced that going to whatever place is in my best interest. And if it offends people, then too bad. Anyway, this is the video I wanted to make, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.